Ladies and gentlemen, is this the final correction before the parabolic bull market begins, or is this the beginning of the end? That is the big question, and it's a very nuanced question. I mean, it's a question that really can't be answered simply, unfortunately, and we discussed it extensively in yesterday's video, and I actually recommend, even though I'm going to discuss some of the same topics today, if you're really interested in this, you need to go watch yesterday's video as well, because it's going to give you a lot of context. And again, I'm going to go over some of those points again, but it's a lot to discuss. Like, I could do a 40-minute video on this topic, and of course I don't really want to do that because again, you lose interest and it's just going to get too complex. It's going to go down too many rabbit holes. I'm going to try articulate it in a concise fashion. I said one day ago in a community post, don't rush into macro decisions based on short-term price action. And that's really the kind of fundamental conclusion I'm making here on Bitcoin and cryptocurrency today. Don't rush into macro decisions based on short-term price action. I don't personally think that this is the time to be selling. I am macro bullish on the market still. I don't think that the breakdown we've seen in the last 24 hours, and we have seen a breakdown in the last 24 hours, is necessarily confirmed to be the end of anything at this point. But it's very, very important. It's very, very important that the bottom is either in or it's going to be lower and very short-lived, right? It's very important that occurs because we can't go much lower here. Really, we can't. And I've been saying that for the last 3 days, but it's especially important now. And I'm not even really talking about Bitcoin. I'm talking about altcoins, okay? Bitcoin, it has a little bit of breathing room. This is a point that I've hammered in the last few days over and over again. If we look at what the Bitcoin levels actually are, what are the defining levels for Bitcoin on a macro scale? Well, some of them, and the ones I really like to focus on quite a lot, are the pi cycle, okay, the bull market support band, and this major, I'm going to make it pink so you can see it, 13-year long ascending support line. All of those levels were tested right here at 57K. And all of them have begun moving upwards, and they're currently sitting around 61K. All right. Also at 61K is the bottom of the Bitcoin range here in green. And as you can see, the bull market support band's just edging above that. So Bitcoin, technically speaking, has a little bit more room to go. But my concern hasn't been with Bitcoin. I mean, Bitcoin is concerning because it has an effect on altcoins. But my concern has been with altcoins very directly. Okay. And please stick around for this video, because again, this is not a video you want to watch 5 minutes of and leave because you get bored. This is a video you really want to understand all the points I'm making here, because I'm telling you right now, there is a decisive and shocking and embarrassing lack of interest in this price region by other cryptocurrency YouTubers and analysts. People don't know what the hell's going on, and personally, it baffles me because it's the it's the most genuine real-time display of the ignorance of most people on crypto YouTube. The fact that no one is talking about the importance of this price region. Guys, I just listed 3 indicators on Bitcoin. 3 indicators that have always held without fail, like throughout the parabolic phase of every single bull market Bitcoin has ever seen, right? We're on the edge of testing them and no one's talking about it. And not only are we on the edge of testing them for Bitcoin, we are testing them. In fact, we were below them briefly for a few hours last night on the total 3 cryptocurrency market cap, and we still are below them in some cases here, right? And no one's talking about it. Like, what the hell's going on? No one's talking about it. I was on call with Megawell Crypto for 6.5 hours last night until around 5:30 a.m. watching the price action like an eagle, and no one's talking about it. Anyway. Total 3 cryptocurrency market cap is the thing I need to talk about. That's the important thing. And it's a thing that I've really focused my attention on, over the last 3-4 videos. And you can just go back and see the titles and see that very clearly. And I'm gonna show you exactly what's concerning about it right now. And look, we haven't confirmed anything bad yet. We're still in a macro bullish position. In fact, we've seen a few positive signs and a few signs that could mean that the bottom could be in here. And we're going to bring it back to that topic after I get through explaining this. Total 3 cryptocurrency market cap, okay? So this is the market cap of all altcoins minus Bitcoin and Ethereum. So it's the altcoin market cap. Again, just recapping, it has a 5-step pattern. It's a structural trend. It's step 1 is bottoming out. Step 2 is the first kind of peak after the bottom. Step 3 is retesting the bear market resistance level. Step 4 is consolidating above the bear market resistance level on top of the bull market support band, on top of the ascending RSI support line that's formed. And step 5 is entering a parabolic bull market, which lines up always with the start of a Bitcoin dominance drop and hence an altcoin season. Okay, so step 5, okay, is the bull market with a Bitcoin dominance drop and altcoin season. We are on the brink of step 5 on a structural scale, but we are threatening to invalidate the entire structural trend before we enter step 5. Hence, we are on the doorstep of an altcoin season and parabolic bull market, but we're really fighting to hang on. Okay, that's what's interesting right now. Not Bitcoin. Bitcoin's interesting because it affects altcoins right now. The Bitcoin chart is only interesting right now. Okay, there's other places of interest, but the main interest on the Bitcoin chart, in my opinion, is the fact that Bitcoin leads the market, and if Bitcoin goes down, it's the altcoin chart that gets wrecked. And if the altcoin chart gets wrecked, then we're in the dark on altcoins. Okay, so let's be very clear. The structural trend here, the 5-step structural trend, is the only evidence we have, or one of the major and one of the few pieces of evidence we have that Bitcoin and cryptocurrency as a whole is going to see a parabolic bull market with an altcoin season. Okay, that's the basis of altcoin investing right now. This chart right here is the basis. It is the empirical evidence that supports the action of buying altcoins here. Without this structural trend, which is being tested right now, there is no basis, right, to buy altcoins on a trend basis, on a trend level. It would be gambling. There would be no support. There would be no reason to assume that an altcoin season would occur after step 4, because step 4 would have been invalidated and there'd be no step 4 to look at. Okay, that's why this level is so important. And what are the invalidation zones? What are the levels we need to hold? Okay, we need to hold on just like we did in the last bull market. We need to hold on to the weekly chart RSI level, okay, which we're currently below. The weekly candle closes in 1 day and 19 hours. It is important. It is absolutely critical that we close above that level. But more specifically, bull market support band as well. More specifically, though, the pi cycle lines, okay? Specifically, the pi cycle low short EMA, the pi cycle green level, the green line on the pi cycle, okay? That's the level, again, that we held in the last cycle throughout all these corrections. You can see throughout step 3, always holding that. Step 4, always holding that. One last retest, along with a retest of the RSI ascending support line, led to that bounce, led to that bull market. That's how it works, okay? You have to hold those lines, and it's the same, and this is not just an indicator that works on total 3. Again, if you go back to the Bitcoin chart, the Bitcoin macro, again, this is a level that's always held every single time. We only break below it when we enter a bear market, or in the rare case of 2021, when we enter a massive downside correction and we get back above it and flip it before going to new all-time highs, okay? It's a really, really important level it needs to be holding. And so right now, if we go to the daily chart on the total 3, this is the total 3, the same chart I just looked at here, okay? Daily chart on total 3, what you can see is that green level, and this is why I was awake on call for 6.5 hours last night until 5:30 a.m. We wicked below it. We went below it. We were below it for a period of time. Luckily, hallelujah, we saw a daily candle close above that level. We did not confirm a daily candle close below that level. That would have been very concerning. Luckily, we've managed to hold on to it, and it was a scam wick. And this brings me back to the post I made in my YouTube community post, okay? Let me load it up here. Do not rush into macro decisions based on short-term price action. Don't be surprised if we see a scam wick soon. I said that a day ago, and it occurred because it was looking likely. Now, what do we need to see? Again, we need to see the weekly candle close at all costs. Like, this is really important. Like, it has to happen. Like, there's no other way of saying it. It literally just has to happen. We need to see, let me bring back up the red rectangle here to mark out step 4, a weekly candle close above bull market support band, above pi cycle short low EMA or low short EMA. If we get those two things, realistically, that's good enough. But getting above that weekly candle, weekly chart RSI level as well would be quite good. We don't really want to be breaking that down. It would just add a bit of confusion to what's going on. But realistically, the main levels is the low short EMA and also the bull market support band. 1 day and 19 hours, we have to be seeing the weekly candle close above those levels. If we enter a weekly chart breakdown on the low short EMA, which is the pi cycle EMA, on the bull market support band, and on the weekly chart RSI level, we are in a terrible situation. That would be a confirmation, for the most part, of a break of this entire macro structure, which is the entire basis of altcoin investing, and it would throw altcoins into the dark. What do I mean by into the dark? I don't mean, very clear with my words, I don't mean, okay, that it guarantees altcoins will go down forever into a bear market forever. I mean that it will destroy the predictable structures that altcoins have on a macro scale and will make altcoin investing gambling. Realistically, we could break those levels and still end up in a bull market somehow for altcoins, but it won't be predictable. So it would be gambling, okay? Now, that's all I need to say about that chart. And if you want more depth about it, you want more context and all this kind of stuff, go ahead and watch yesterday's video because I spent literally 12 minutes of it just looking at that chart specifically. But yeah, weekly candle is going to be so important. I mean, it's just going to be so important. It's 1 day and 19 hours away. I won't stop talking about it until it occurs. We need to see a good weekly candle there. And here's where Bitcoin comes in, because of course Bitcoin is the leader of the market. And although Bitcoin is not in as much of a pressing position as the altcoin market cap is, obviously if Bitcoin goes down, the altcoin market cap goes down. That's not good. And, we want to see Bitcoin go up as well. And we don't really want to see Bitcoin, which what we're doing right now is quite scary. We don't really want to be seeing Bitcoin break below a major support box that we've held on for a month and a half, that previously acted as resistance for a month and a half, that forms a double top formation. And that's what we're seeing right now, and that's not good. Now, luckily, it's not a confirmed breakdown yet. If we flip into the short-term price action, we can see that Bitcoin formed a descending channel formation immediately upon this breakdown. It went back upwards, and it's currently testing that level for a resistance. Guys, we want to be seeing Bitcoin break back above that level and flip it for support again. That will get the entire market back into a healthy position. That would be a justified deviation. Again, pay attention. That would be a justified deviation below support in the same way that 57K was a justified deviation below support. Okay, so the bottom of this range is 61,000. Okay, the 57K wick we saw here, the drop below that 61K level to 57K, was a justified deviation that happened in order to retest the support zones on the macro, such as bull market support band, price cycle center lines, etc. I'm hoping that this drop below support we've seen here on Bitcoin was a justified deviation in the same way that drop into 57K was a justified deviation. And I'm hoping that just like after 57K, we get back up, we flip support, we go upwards. Okay, so that would look like this. Get back up, flip support, go upwards. I'm hoping that's the case. That really needs to be the case. If we reject from here, go downwards again, create a new lower low, we're going to be in dangerous territory, and it becomes quite unlikely that we will be able to get a good weekly candle close on a total 3 cryptocurrency market cap, which again throws total 3 cryptocurrency market cap into the dark. So going back to, I'm gonna summarize here. I'm gonna conclude here. I could go on for a lot longer. I really could, and I could look at many different charts. But I want to keep it as simple as I can because I understand that even in my keeping it simple, it's still nuanced and it could be hard to follow. I'm not sure how you guys are following this video. I hope it's coherent. But again, what is important? Weekly candle on this chart, total 3 cryptocurrency market cap. What is important for the short term? Bitcoin breaking it back above the support level, flipping it, and heading back upwards. Those are the important things, or those are what we need to be seeing. If we don't see those things, if we see total 3, which is the altcoin market cap, breaking below these levels and closing below them, that does not necessarily mean that everything's over and you got to sell everything and get the hell out. It doesn't necessarily mean that. It just means that the market becomes unpredictable. And for some people, that risk tolerance would throw their risk tolerance out of whack, and that would make them de-risk. I would probably de-risk quite a bit. I don't know if I have to really think about it. I have to really look at charts a bit more extensively, and perhaps if it occurs, I'll make a video on the topic. I don't know if I'd sell everything. I certainly wouldn't sell my Bitcoin because I believe that Bitcoin is still intact structurally, and I believe that the traditional markets in general and markets as a whole are still intact for bull markets, regardless of what happens with crypto. And I think that if markets as a whole and the environment allows for markets to rise, I think the Bitcoin will rise as well. The only question would be altcoins. What do you do with altcoins? And I think the answer is de-risk, but probably don't sell everything, because just because macro structural trends are breaking, it doesn't necessarily mean we're going to be entering bear markets. I really struggle to imagine how Bitcoin would enter a bear market given what's happening with traditional markets right now. It doesn't really make sense to me. That's why this situation's so tricky. It's like, well, none of this is really making much sense. Currently, I shouldn't say that because currently it's still making sense. Currently, we haven't broken anything yet. But if we do break things, that's when it starts to really get tricky to navigate. Because, how are we meant to navigate a structural trend that has underpinned the entirety of altcoin price action breaking. We have no more structural trends to rely on. There's no more, you have to have justifications for why you're opening positions. And if these break, you don't have those justifications anymore. So I think de-risk would be the logical thing. I wouldn't be selling Bitcoin at this point, even if these things broke down that I've spoken about in this video. I wouldn't be selling Bitcoin. But altcoins, I'd probably be de-risking on. I probably wouldn't be selling them all either. But again, it's just so much clearer and so much more important and so much better for us if these trends remain. So all eyes on the weekly candle. This very well could be the final, I mean that literally, the final drop before a parabolic bull market. It very well could be that. And right now, everything's still on the edge and it's too early to claim victory here. When will victory be claimed? Again, flipping above this level, going upwards again on Bitcoin, and also closing a weekly candle above the adequate levels. That's when victory will be claimed. So it's too early to say we're out of danger here. We're not out of danger. In fact, we're in the middle of danger. But it's also too early to say that we're breaking anything yet, because we're not. So currently, the macro still remains bullish, believe it or not. And that's good. And so nothing I've said in terms of anything has been deemed wrong at this point, because nothing's been broken yet. But I mean, this is nail-biting price action. That's for sure. So guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you get use out of these videos, please go ahead and check out the VIP group on Telegram. We trade altcoins 4 to 5 times a week with a 77.51% win rate. We also have a group chat where you can discuss the market 24/7, which is incredibly useful in times like these when you need direct, people to speak to and a good community who's actually decent at TA, a lot of them. So go ahead and check that out if you're interested. Also check out the 3 exchanges that I advertise on this YouTube channel: Bitunix, BingX, and BitGet. If you're using cryptocurrency, if you're buying and selling, you need a good exchange that is low in fees and is reliable. None of these exchanges have been hacked before, and they're all very low in trading fees. Take your pick. They all fit different niches. Go down in the description below or the pinned comment. Click on my referral link. Sign up to either one of these exchanges and get a 15% trading fee discount that lasts for life. Every single trade you make with my referral link only, if you sign up with my referral link, gets a 15% trading fee discount lifetime, okay? You're saving literally thousands of dollars just by using my link there if you're going to use that exchange a lot. And then finally, bull market sale, Crypto Academy. If you want to learn how to trade, want to learn TA, check out the Crypto Academy. They got a bull market sale right now, which is basically giving you a discount for a limited time. I created this course alongside Mega Whale Crypto. Check it out if you're interested. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll catch you guys tomorrow.